Hey everybody, how's it going? This video is going to be about my prediction and breakdown of the fight taking place tomorrow night between Gennady Golovkin and Kamil Szeremeta in the middleweight division. Golovkin is defending his IBF and IBO titles tomorrow night, and I think this fight puts him over the record for most middleweight title defenses in the sport of boxing. I believe it's his 21st defense of the belts, and I think Golovkin has a record of 40 victories, 1 defeat and 1 draw. The defeat and the draw coming by way of his fights against Canelo, which were both very controversial fights. And Szeremeta has a record of 20 wins, I think, with only 4 wins coming by way of knockout. He's undefeated in his 20 fights, but like I say, only 4 wins by knockout, I believe, 4 or 5 wins, something like that. And for me, that's a red flag in this fight. I think in order to give Golovkin trouble or even beat Golovkin, you either have to be a very slick puncher, a very slick boxer, or a very big puncher to be able to gain his respect. Now, I don't think Szeremeta has that type of power where he's going to be able to hurt Golovkin, to make Golovkin, hesitant in this fight. And I also don't think Szeremeta is going to have the defensive skills and the boxing fundamentals and IQ to be able to outsmart Golovkin in there and be able to survive for 12 rounds. I don't see him being able to survive for 12 rounds because, like I say, I don't think he's got that power to put Golovkin in a state where he's hesitating and doubting, being able to come in and take risks. And I also don't think he has that back foot game and defense to where he's going to be able to keep Golovkin under control with his jab and be able to move and slip shots and survive 12 rounds. I don't see that happening. So in this fight, I see Golovkin winning this fight by stoppage in the middle rounds. That's how I see the fight going. Golovkin winning by a knockout or TKO in the middle rounds, and breaking the record for the most middleweight title defenses. Now, this opponent, I believe he was supposed to fight Szeremeta in his last fight, and then something came up and he had to fight, what was the fella's name that he fought in his last fight? That he knocked the guy out badly. The guy ended up lying on his face at the end of the fight. Now, neither of these two opponents are what you would call, the elite guys in the middleweight division. And in his last fight, a lot of people had, doubts about Golovkin's performance as he got hit quite a bit in that fight. And he didn't look, a lot of people felt he didn't look like he was still that prime Golovkin. And I think he is coming towards the end of his career. He's on the downside. He's getting older. To me, he seems to... I think he's not as fit as he used to be. As in the second Canelo fight, he boxed beautifully on the back foot behind his jab. Of course, I thought he won the fight, but he didn't seem to be as fit as he used to be, when he almost used to be like the Terminator. Now, I know that was also against guys that were not as good as Canelo, but in the second Canelo fight, I felt like he looked like he was fatiguing and feeling some of the body shots Canelo was hitting him with. So I do think he is at the end of his career. He's in his late 30s, I believe, and he's had a long, hard career. And but hopefully after this fight, we get to see him fight some of the other top middleweights like Andrade and Charlo, maybe the trilogy against Canelo, or a fight against Billy Joe Saunders if Billy Joe comes down from super middle or he goes up to super middle. There's a lot of good fights left in the sport for him. It's just a matter of them making these fights, because he's with the Zone now. Canelo's with the Zone, so it seems like they are going to do the trilogy next. And those will be much more competitive fights, and I believe this one is going to be. So I'm looking forward to seeing who he fights next. Not to completely dismiss Szeremeta, but I do think Golovkin is going to get past him, and this is just going to be kind of a stay busy fight for Golovkin, and a fight to get him into the history books, because I believe he will win this fight and break the record for the most middleweight title defenses. But that's how I see this going, guys. Let me know what your guys' thoughts on this fight are in the comments below. Do you think I'm underestimating Serra-Meta, or do you think it's just, like I say, a stay busy fight that's going to put Golovkin into the record books for the most middleweight title defenses? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for listening, guys. Talk to you soon.